Welcome to the deep dive, where
Yeah.
we take a deep dive into the source material you've provided.
hmm
Today, we're tackling how businesses can really use AI strategically to make an impact.
Okay.
And it's interesting because, everybody's jumping on the AI bandwagon,
Right.
but our sources point out that there's a big problem.
Uh-huh.
Companies are just going too fast.
Yeah.
They're prioritizing speed over strategy,
I see what you're saying.
and they're saying that that could be a big mistake.
That's a really important observation. And actually, McKinsey's research shows that
Oh, wow.
the use of generative AI in companies has almost doubled
Really?
in under a year.
Wow.
But as our sources say, this rush to implement AI without a clear plan
Yeah.
can really backfire.
Yeah.
It's like building a house without a blueprint.
Okay.
You might end up with something that stands up, but it's not really a functional home.
That's a great analogy.
Yeah.
And the sources really emphasize that AI is not just some, shiny new toy
Right.
to play with.
Yeah.
It has to be a part of how a company operates
Absolutely.
at its core.
Just adding AI on top of existing processes is not enough
Okay.
to really unlock the potential of AI. We need to rethink how companies operate, how they engage with customers, and
Huh.
even how they form partnerships.
So it's a fundamental shift,
Exactly.
not just an improvement.
Yeah.
So that's where this ARC framework comes in, right?
Yeah.
Augmentation, replacement, and creation.
Right.
It seems like a really practical guide for navigating this whole AI implementation.
The ARC framework really does offer a structured approach.
Okay.
Instead of being overwhelmed by AI,
Right.
businesses can approach it in stages,
Yeah.
starting with smaller steps.
So let's unpack this ARC framework.
Okay.
The first stage, augmentation, is about using AI to make what you're already doing better.
Mm-hmm.
This feels like a good starting point for most companies
Yeah.
who are just dipping their toes into this.
Think of AI as working alongside humans to make things more efficient, like AI for IT operations or AI apps.
Yeah.
AI can handle monitoring networks, detecting anomalies, and even figuring out the root causes of problems.
Wow.
This frees up IT people to focus on more strategic work.
I see.
It's not about replacing their jobs.
Right.
It's about helping them do their jobs better.
So it's almost like giving your IT team a superpower
Exactly.
and letting them focus on the things that humans are good at,
Yeah.
like problem-solving strategy.
This augmentation stage is where companies begin to see the value of AI immediately.
Okay.
Things like reduced costs and performance improvements.
Uh-huh.
But it's important not to just stay in this stage.
Because while making things more efficient is good,
Right.
that's not really where AI shines, is
You
it?
got it.
You need to get to that next stage.
To truly tap into AI's potential, companies need to move on to replacement.
So this is where AI starts to actually do tasks that humans used to do.
Yes, think of AI going from an assistant to taking charge of certain tasks, like customer service chatbots.
Oh, yeah.
They can handle a bunch of routine questions
Mhm.
without any human help at all.
I see.
So human agents can focus on the complex customer issues.
Okay.
It's about using resources where they have the biggest impact.
So humans are focusing on the human elements.
Yeah.
While AI handles the repetitive tasks.
This stage can really improve efficiency and save money,
Right.
but it does make you think about jobs.
Yeah, it does raise those questions.
But it's important to remember that even in this replacement stage, we still need humans.
Okay.
Humans are still needed to plan, implement, train, and monitor
Mm-hmm.
all of these AI systems.
So it's a collaboration even when AI is doing more.
Exactly.
It's a new kind of partnership
Yeah.
between humans and AI,
Uh-huh.
each using their strengths
Right.
to reach a common goal.
Okay.
And this brings us to the most interesting stage, I think,
Mhm.
creation.
Creation, this is where AI moves beyond just improving or replacing
Okay.
and starts unlocking entirely new business models and revenue streams.
Yeah.
It's about using AI to come up with things that didn't exist before
Yeah.
and opening up possibilities that we haven't even thought about.
Now, this is where AI starts to feel revolutionary.
Right.
It's not just about doing things better.
Exactly.
It's about doing completely new things.
Yeah,
So can you give me an example of what this creation stage might look like?
absolutely. Imagine a sports stadium that uses AI to analyze fan behavior
Okay.
and their preferences in real time.
Yep.
Based on this data, the AI could create a personalized fan experience.
Wow.
Suggesting things like concession items or merchandise,
Mhm.
even highlighting specific events happening in the stadium,
I see.
all tailored to that individual fan's interests.
That's incredible.
It's like those personalized recommendations you see online,
Right.
but brought to life in a real-world setting.
Yeah, and it could revolutionize live events.
Exactly. And think about sponsorship opportunities.
Uh-huh.
AI can analyze fan demographics
Okay.
and figure out the most valuable sponsorships, maximizing the stadium's revenue.
It's not just saving money.
Right.
It's creating new value.
This creation stage really shows the long-term potential of AI.
And it's a story that any CFO would love to hear.
Yeah.
It's about value creation, not cost cutting.
This ARC framework is really helpful
Yeah.
for navigating the world of AI.
So do companies always have to move through these stages one by one?
That's a great question, and the answer is no.
Okay.
AI moves so fast that these stages can often happen at the same time.
Mm.
You might have one team focused on improving existing processes,
Yeah.
while another team is exploring new AI products.
Let me see.
It's about using the framework strategically
Okay.
based on your company goals and how quickly your industry is changing.
So it's about being agile
Yeah, exactly.
and adaptable,
Right.
recognizing that this isn't a straight line. It's more like an ecosystem
Yeah.
where different things can evolve at the same time.
Uh-huh.
But even with the simultaneous development,
Yeah.
there's still that need for humans.
Absolutely.
Every stage, right?
From augmentation to creation, human leadership is essential.
Okay.
We need to make sure AI is used to build a better future, not just a more efficient one.
And that collaboration needs to go beyond internal teams, right?
Yes, our source material emphasizes the importance of creating AI ecosystems that bring together different technologies and connect people and devices.
So it's about thinking bigger than just one company. It's
Right.
about how AI can be integrated
Exactly.
into a network of systems
Yeah.
and stakeholders.
Uh-huh.
This raises some interesting questions
Mm-hmm.
about how these ecosystems are built and managed.
Right.
So I think this is a great place to pause for a moment
Okay.
and let our listeners think about everything we've covered so far.
Yeah, good idea.
Yeah.
You're right. It is a lot to take in, but I think that's what makes this deep dive so valuable. We're really exploring these complex ideas.
Yeah.
Before the break, we were discussing the creation of a comprehensive AI ecosystem,
All right.
which is really important for unlocking AI's full potential.
Okay.
This idea of moving away from isolated AI projects
Yeah.
and toward a more connected approach is fascinating.
It's like we're shifting our thinking from AI projects to AI being a core part of our technology infrastructure.
Exactly.
So what would that actually look like in practice?
Imagine a network of AI systems, data sources, and applications
Okay.
all working together seamlessly.
Uh-huh.
Imagine AI systems across different industries sharing data and insights.
So it's almost like a collective AI intelligence
Yeah.
emerging from this interconnected network.
That's a good way to put it.
So where do we even begin?
It all starts with data.
Okay.
AI needs data to function.
Right.
The more high-quality data we have, the better our AI systems will be.
So data collection, management, and accessibility
Yes.
are foundational to any AI strategy.
It's not just about having data.
Yeah.
It's about having the right data in the right format and making sure it's easily accessible.
So it's like creating the right environment
Yes.
for AI to flourish.
And beyond data, interoperability is key.
Okay.
Different AI systems need to be able to communicate effectively.
Regardless of the technology or vendor,
Right. We don't want AI silos.
like making sure all the puzzle pieces fit together perfectly
Exactly.
to create the complete picture.
That's a good analogy.
So how do we make all these different AI systems work together?
Open standards and protocols are crucial.
Okay,
We need a common language for all these systems.
I see.
This will encourage collaboration, prevent us from being locked in with one vendor,
Right.
and help us develop better AI solutions.
So data and interoperability
Yeah.
form the technical foundation of this AI ecosystem.
Right.
But what about the human side of things?
The human element is essential.
Okay,
We need skilled professionals to develop, implement, and manage these AI systems.
but it's more than just technical expertise, isn't it?
It is, we need to create a culture of AI literacy across organizations and society in general.
So everyone needs to understand AI,
Yes.
its capabilities and its implications.
Exactly.
It's about making AI knowledge accessible,
Right.
so people can make informed decisions about its use.
That's the goal.
It's a big task, though.
It is.
It requires a change in how we think about education and workforce development.
You're right. It's a necessary change
Yeah.
if we want to use AI effectively and safely.
And speaking of safety,
Yeah.
one of the things our sources talk about is the importance of a vendor-agnostic approach.
That's a really important point.
Yeah, in a field that changes so quickly,
Mm-hmm.
sticking with just one vendor's technology could be a mistake.
Exactly. A vendor-agnostic approach gives companies flexibility.
Okay?
They can adapt to new advancements and choose the best solutions for their needs.
There's about freedom of choice
Right.
and making sure AI development isn't controlled by just a few companies.
And it encourages healthy competition, which leads to more innovation.
So beyond being vendor-agnostic, there's also the question of connectivity.
Mm-hmm.
How do we ensure AI is integrated across people and devices?
That's about maximizing AI's impact.
Right.
It needs to be connected to every point of interaction.
From our personal lives to how businesses operate,
Exactly.
it's a future where AI is seamlessly woven into our lives,
Uh-huh.
augmenting our abilities and anticipating our needs.
But this level of connectivity raises concerns about data privacy and security.
Yeah, you're right.
As AI becomes more ingrained in our lives,
Mm-hmm.
we need to be even more careful about protecting our data.
And making sure it's used responsibly.
Absolutely. We need strong safeguards, transparent data policies, and open discussions.
So it's not enough to just build a technically impressive AI ecosystem.
No, it's not.
It has to be trustworthy and secure.
And it needs to reflect our values as a society.
This conversation has really shown that AI isn't just a technological trend.
Right.
It's a societal one.
It's changing how we work, how we learn, and how we interact with the world.
Our sources really emphasize that it's up to all of us,
Mm-hmm.
business leaders, policymakers, technologists, and everyday people.
To navigate this new landscape responsibly
We need to talk openly about AI's potential benefits and risks.
and work together to ensure it's used for good.
Those are important points to consider.
They are.
We've covered a lot today,
Yeah.
from the ARC framework
Right.
to building AI ecosystems
Mm.
and the ethical issues we need to address.
It's been a great discussion.
And before we wrap up, I'd like to get your thoughts on something that's been on my mind. We've talked a lot about how AI can change businesses, even entire industries.
Right.
But I keep thinking about control as we create these connected AI ecosystems.
Yeah.
How do we make sure that AI is a tool we control
Okay.
and not the other way around?
Yeah. That's a question that's been around for a while.
Yeah.
Philosophers, scientists, technologists, they've all been discussing it. And it becomes even more important as AI gets more complex and interconnected.
So what can we do?
One of the most important things is to always have a human involved,
Okay.
especially when making decisions that have big ethical or societal impacts.
So even as AI gets better at making decisions on its own, we still need a human to check those decisions.
Exactly.
A final say who can step in if necessary.
We have to remember that AI is a tool.
Yeah.
Like any tool, it can be used for good or bad.
It's up to us to decide how it's used.
Exactly.
It's a big responsibility.
It is.
And we can't just assume that AI will automatically align with our values.
You're absolutely right.
We need to be proactive, not reactive.
We need to think ahead,
Right.
anticipate problems, and have plans in place to deal with them.
So we need to invest in research,
Yeah.
encourage collaboration, and promote transparency and accountability in AI.
This is about creating a culture of responsible AI innovation
Okay.
where ethical considerations are part of the design process.
From the very beginning.
Exactly.
It's a complex challenge.
The one we need to face.
If we want to unlock AI's potential
Right.
and protect our future.
This deep dive has been really insightful.
I agree.
We've gone beyond the hype and really dug into the challenges and opportunities of AI.
We've looked at the ARC framework,
Right.
discussed the complexities of AI ecosystems, and considered the ethical implications.
I hope our listeners have a better understanding of the power of AI,
I hope so too.
but also the responsibility that comes with it.
It's not just about making machines smarter.
Yeah.
It's about creating a better future.
A future where AI helps us, improves our lives,
Right.
and makes the world a fairer place.
It's a future worth working towards.
And I think we can get there by working together.
Absolutely.
Thanks for joining us on the deep dive.
It's been a pleasure.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep asking questions.